Hey guys, becoming rich is not a bad thing by itself, provided of course that you don't lose your soul along the journey, and also provided you're doing it with some good intentions. We all have a lot of opportunities to become richer over time, but the thing is that what I've learned on my journey is that there are certain things that you must stop doing in order for you to become richer over time. 20 years ago, I lived in a one-bedroom, literally one bedroom, not even a house, just one bedroom with my family of 5. My parents would sleep on the bed and we would all sleep on the floor. So I've seen that spectrum of living the poor life and working really hard over time to live a slightly richer life relatively. Although I hate to admit it, I'm a lot richer than a lot of people I know, relatively. And I've been able to see that journey of going from living a poor life to living a richer life is possible, but it requires some work. So today I want to speak to you about 8 things that poor people do that rich people, on the other hand, do not do. These will help you from a mindset perspective as you move from that journey of possibly living a poorer life today all the way to living a richer life over time. If you're really enjoying this video, hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please support us on our journey towards more than 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube. I'd also really love it if you hit that like button to help our video gain more visibility. Don't forget to share this video also with one other person who you feel might benefit from the message that I'm sharing here today on this video. Think about your life right now. Would you rather stay exactly where you are, or live a poorer life, or live a richer life? Sounds like a very obvious question to ask, but I'd really love to know what you think about that in the comments. So jump in there and let's talk about it. Let's dive in now and explore these 8 things that poor people do and that rich people, on the other hand, do not. Okay, so point number 1 is that unsuccessful people work more and more for money, but really successful people work less and make more money over time. Now, that might really shock you. You're thinking, wait, what? They work less and they make more money. Of course, people who are more successful, of course, have to do work. But what you find is that they don't commit all their time to working. They'd much rather earn back more of their time and do something else instead for their money to keep flowing in. The focus really is on what are the highest value activities that will give me the highest return for my time. And I'd love for you to think about that in your life today. Observing those around me who have become successful over time has helped me to identify 4 key things that they do in order to work less whilst making a lot more money over time. The first is eliminate. They look at their tasks, they look at their work, they look at their businesses and think, how can I eliminate things that are causing a drag in me being able to generate more of an income? Second is systemizing. They will focus on creating the right systems to do the heavy lifting for them. Number 3 is automating. Rather than doing all the work themselves, they'd much rather find ways of automating various tasks such that they free themselves up to focus on things that matter a lot more to their lives. And number 4 is outsourcing. So where technology can't help you, are there ways in which you could get other people to help you to move your project, your side hustle, your business, or even your work forward a lot quicker? So my pro tip for you is this. Ask yourself today, for my job, for my side hustle, or for my business, are there things that I can eliminate, systemize, automate, or outsource in some way, shape, or form in order for me to win back some more of my time while still making a lot more money? Number 2 is that unsuccessful people stay in the same environments most of the time, whereas successful people over time change their environments deliberately and enlarge their coasts. Think about the magic that happens when you change your environment. It could be as something small as walking to a new park today. Not only do you walk back a lot more positive and energized, but you also likely walk back with much better ideas. My experience of seeing successful people is that they deliberately leave their environments. A lot of them go to different cities, they go to experience different cultures, they go to different countries as a way to open up their mindsets and expose themselves to different ideas. On a really personal note, one of the best days of my life was the day I found out that I'd become a dual citizen. I'm Nigerian as well as a British citizen. What that means for me personally is that I now have the opportunity to explore countries that I never thought I could get to without a lot of effort. I can explore every English-speaking country in the world, as well as explore various bits of Africa, various bits of Asia, without restrictions necessarily. And these are the same things that a lot of people who you find as successful are able to do. They are not restricted by boundaries. They're able to change their environments over time, obviously provided it's safe, but with a core goal of exposing themselves to new environments, gaining new ideas, and using those ideas to their own advantage. So the pro tip here is to move around, travel with intent, and expand your coast where possible. Next is that unsuccessful people have small circles and successful people have large networks. So you would have heard the saying that it's not just about what you know, but who you know on the other hand. I will actually add to that by saying that it's not just about who you know, but how you connect who you know on this side to the ideas and the opportunities that you are working towards. A lot of people I've come across who have become really successful, whether it's financially or in different ways in their lives, have found a really almost strategic and systematic way of exploring their wide networks and being able to pinpoint who exactly within their networks will be ideal for connecting to the project ideas that they are working towards, and at what time they are able to get in touch with that person and connect them in some way to what they're working towards. So my pro tip for you is this. Ask yourself today, what do I need help with the most in my life today? And who in my network can help me to solve that one problem? And beyond that, and this is where it really matters, ask yourself what's in it for them. Because people typically will jump to help you provided you've thought about this idea of the opportunity also benefiting them in some way, shape or another. Next is that unsuccessful people hold onto money really tight, but successful people let money flow into assets that do the work for them. Now, this one goes without saying. Money really is meant to flow from one place to another, and money only stays where it's being looked after. By that I mean money only remains if it's getting itself a return or if it's being nurtured in one way or another. So if you really hang on to money really tightly, money will not flow out and therefore would not flow back into your life in different ways because you haven't given money the opportunity to get out there and earn itself a return. So my pro tip is this: reassess today what your relationship with money looks like. Are you the prison guard who is there looking after the money, looking at it and saying, yep, there's my money, you're not going anywhere, you're staying in my bank account? Or are you, on the other hand, the farmer who is looking at money as seed and going about and planting that seed on fertile ground with a vision that those seeds over time will grow up into trees and return an abundant harvest for you over time? All right, quick pause. Come on, have you hit that subscribe button? If you haven't, show some love to the humble penny as well as hit that like button. Tip number 5, unsuccessful people don't deliberately learn from other people, but successful people do it deliberately through inner circles and masterminds. The thing I've learned really on this journey is that people who are not successful in various ways don't go about learning from other people. Number one, because they know there's probably more work to do, and many people do not want to do more work in order to kind of get to where they want to get to. But the second reason is one that people don't talk about a lot, is that people feel that other people are a competition to them instead of looking at things more collaboratively. So the thing I've learned by being part of groups where I'm learning from either peers or people who are way ahead of me is that it helps to really, really humble yourself and ask yourself, what are the things that I do not know, such that I need to reach out to somebody else in order to learn those things and help yourself to move forward. I found that inner circles or mastermind groups, which are groups where you hang around with other people who are not there to be competitive, but are there to learn from each other and share, have been really, really beneficial for me and have helped me really take those leaps in my life time and time again. So the pro tip is for you to reflect for 30 minutes today and ask yourself, what are the things that I'm not really good at? And who can I ask in my life right now when I look around myself, who can I ask for help in order to help me move forward? It could be that you ask them for some one-to-one coaching or for some mentoring, or it could even be that you identify a really small group of like-minded people who would help you form a bit of a mastermind such that you can learn from each other in order to help you take those leaps and move forward on a day-to-day basis. Next is that unsuccessful people see challenges everywhere, but successful people see opportunities in challenges. Now, this is a really interesting one. Think about the climate we're in right now. Did you know that there are people on one hand who spend all their waking hours worried about their jobs, worried about not having any money, worried about being sacked. But then there are people on the other hand who, for the first time in their lives, have made more money than they ever have in their lives in the same season. Now, what is the difference there? How could you explain that huge variation between those two groups of people? The real reason is because the latter group of people who are really taking advantage of what's going on in different ways by solving problems have trained themselves to spot opportunities. So my pro tip for you is this today. Begin to train yourself to spot opportunities, but do it deliberately. I'd say to you, as you write down in your diary every night, if you're not already doing it, you should be aiming to do it. Ask yourself, what one opportunity did I spot today? And simply write it down. As you do that daily, you build that muscle of looking out for opportunities on a daily basis. Oh, and by the way, opportunities include things that you already have, but which you take for granted in your life day to day. Take, for example, the fact that you and I can start a side hustle or a business, and within the same day we can connect up PayPal or Stripe and start collecting payments from potential customers. That by itself is a huge advantage. That by itself is an opportunity that other people around the world do not have. Did you know that there are people around the world who do not have access to PayPal or Stripe in the way that you and I have access to them day to day, simply by going on a website and signing up? You already have so many opportunities in your life. And my key question to you is this: what are you doing with all those opportunities you have access to day to day? Just think about it. Next one is that unsuccessful people see their goals as optional, but successful people are obsessive and relentless about achieving their goals. Now, I've had some real life examples with people saying to me, Ken, how'd you do it? Come on, tell me. I really want to change my life. I have so many things I'd love to happen, but things are not happening. Then I say to them, like, talk to me about your day. What's happened in the last week? Where are those goals you've got? Are you working towards those goals? And what you find when you dig a little deeper is that a lot of people wake up and say, I kind of feel like doing my goals today. Nah, tomorrow, I don't feel like working on my goals. Next week, what goals? Forget about my goals. And therein lies the problem. It's a problem of being too comfortable. If you think about it deep down, the reason why you see your goals as optional is because you are living too comfortably. And that comfort zone you wrap yourself in is what's denying you and almost blinding you to the real opportunities that exist for you to break through and make your goals a reality. Take this one point from me. No one, and I mean no one, will ever take your success as seriously as you do. So my pro tip for you is this today. If you want to be wildly successful at anything, whether it's your day job, whether it's a side hustle, whether it's a business, whether it's a relationship, you've got to in some way become relentless and obsessive about making that thing a reality. And only then do you give yourself the best chance of making that a success in your life. And the final one is that unsuccessful people dwell on what they can't control, but successful people focus on exactly what they can control. Now, this one's quite laughable. So on one hand, you have people who say, I can't invest in the stock market. What if the economy crashes? Then you have somebody else on the other hand going, I know I can own the entire market, so therefore I will go ahead and invest right now. Or you might have somebody going, I can't start a side hustle or a business. What if I fail? But on the other hand, you have someone going, well, I will start a side hustle or business successfully, but if I fail, at least I would have learned something from that experience. So why wait? Start today and make it happen. So you can see the huge variance there between those people who are focusing on things they can't control and using them as excuses for doing nothing. In effect, becoming those people who watch from the sidelines whilst other people who they point to are making things happen. Whereas you have those who on this end are saying, well, I know I can control certain things, so I will focus my energy on those things I can control, and by doing that, I will create success in my life over time. So my pro tip is this: use what if questions as a reason to start things in your life rather than a reason not to start things in your life, which is what you find that most people end up doing and therefore do not achieve success in their lives at all. Have you enjoyed today's video? Come on, hit the like, hit the share, and hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I've really enjoyed making it. As ever, in all things, be thankful and seek joy. Check out other videos we've made recently and take care.